Alright, so Netflix is at it again. They have adapted another Stephen King property. This time it's 1922. Previously, Gerald's Game, we adored. Absolutely loved it. We got a link in the description below if you want to check out the spoiler-filled review. So, does Netflix go 2 for 2? Let's find out.
So this is a spoiler-filled review for Stephen King's 1922. So if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. Alright, you're back. So as we see that the movie is about a farmer who has his son, who lives with his son and his wife on a farm.
Often do on a farm. Yeah.
And she decides that she doesn't like the farm life and she wants to move.
We could move to Omaha.
Ah.
And he doesn't like that very much.
Oh, so what must you do?
Murder.
Alright, it's Like's time, so serve it up. What do you got?
Well, we'll start off with the outstanding acting from the main character.
That's right. Thomas Jane and Molly Parker. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Not gonna leave this farm.
Right. We're really
He even move his teeth.
It would take to be over a period of time. 8 years?
Well, that was when it was amazing because, like having maybe possibly grown up in areas of the country that aren't exactly city folk type. I've seen those people, and that's actually really how they tend to pick up that affectation. So that was absolutely brilliant. That's why we had to kind of point that out.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think overall, as a big picture, this was a really good slow burn.
Very good.
We've had our fair share of bad slow burns, and there's really nothing bad than a slow burn because you're sitting there waiting and waiting and there's no payoff. In this respect, you're sitting there waiting, and much like The Witch, you get a really good payoff for it, and all throughout, though, you still get peppered in enough to keep you sort of on the edge of your seat there. And then let's see. I know there was another thing, and this was huge. They covered a ton of themes and ideas and concepts all swirling around into one tight compacted thing. 1922 is very important to the plot. I mean, obviously some farmer killing his wife, you could have done it at any point in time, but around this time period is when you have, as you brought up before, the transition for many folk from the rural farm life to the city dwelling thing, which is what the wife wanted.
Yep.
And what the husband was not only afraid of, but remember he even kind of said that the city folk are, they're perverted and they're sick and they're not, wholesome like they are on the farm. The root of much evil is money, which around this time period, we're prior to the Great Depression. We're coming into the roaring 20s. There's a lot of money to go around. Back then, apparently $75 was a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So they covered that as well. And then they threw in sort of the Bonnie and Clyde reference. I mean, again, it was all just very compact and tight and everything else. But then we have to cover the big theme of it. And you and I were kind of discussing this, and that was I guess grief.
Oh, the rats.
The rats and a little bit of the house, but I think you got it more on the rats.
Yeah.
Yeah. As his mental state decayed, or as his grief or guilt. Sorry, not grief. Did I say grief? Man. I almost wanted to edit this out, but I'm not going to. Let's just roll with it. It was guilt, not grief. He's not really upset. He's guilty because he killed his wife. You saw more and more rats.
Yep.
I have to make a side note. What is my motto when it comes to special effects? It has to not look like a special effect. And that rat coming out of her mouth did not look like a special effect.
No.
But it was, because it wasn't a rat inside of her. But it was so good. Sorry, it was a side note. Total side note. But yeah, but they just like more and more, and then they like plugged up that hole to try to stop
The guilt.
that guilt, and it didn't work. You know, he tried to run from it, it didn't work, and then in the final scene in the hotel room, there's rats everywhere. And then ultimately, and finally, and one of the things that I like the most is the fact that in some regards, we're left with sort of an open-ended ending.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
It's tastefully done.
very tastefully done. But I'm going to pose it to you, and I want your feedback and opinion. Did he kill himself, or did the ghost, so to speak,
Well, Dante.
take him?
Well, you know me on ghosts.
Oh, you're going with the ghost, huh?
Oh,
You really think it was ghost? I mean, there's evidence to support your theory. Like the ghost told him things that only a ghost would know.
Right?
The
Yeah.
wife, right? Okay. There's no, and this is why it's the beautiful part of the open ending. There, you know, he sees them and it ends. We don't see him.
I'm back and forth on it.
You're back and forth on
I
it.
can't-
Interesting.
yeah.
We don't see
I don't
like
know.
a gun. You know, we don't see like him slitting his own throat, which that would have been some good irony, wouldn't it? If he slit his own
And
throat.
then we would know that he killed himself.
No, but I meant because he slit
Yeah.
her. That's the
That's what.
The
That's
irony.
what was intended anyway, because the
Well.
son had the knife at the end.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. The son did have the knife at the end. I have to rethink this. All right. Well, this is why it's so good, because we're actually discussing it. We're actually talking about it, and that's why we love these open-ended endings. That they give us some little hints, like the knife in the son's hand, but leaves it open up to discussion. And with that, it is dislikes time. I'm going to throw it over to you again.
There's
That-
none.
That was easy.
There's
All right.
dislikes.
You got none?
No, I got none.
You know
got
what?
some?
I got none either. All right, it is pinhead time. I'm dying to know what you thought. So serve it up. What do you got?
I think I'm gonna give this a 5. 5 pinheads.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay,
It was
that.
very likable, and there's no dislikes.
No, oh, no, we both had no dislikes. That is 100% true. So okay, so you're gonna give it 5, and I respect that. Okay, so 5 to me is pretty coveted, pretty sacred. I think Death Note so far in 2017 is the only other movie to get that. That being said, like you, I had no dislikes whatsoever. My likes were stupendous. It had every note that I love. So you know what? I too am going to actually give this 5 pinheads. So, wow. Easy math on this one. Your 5 pinheads? Pinheads? Wow.
You don't deserve them anymore.
Oh. Dude. You're lucky he let you touch him. It's all right. It's okay. He could have cut you.
Anyway,
He could have cut you.
5
bad.
pinheads.
Your 5, my 5 makes this a 5 pinhead movie.
All right. Well, let us know what you think of the movie. Please like, subscribe, leave comments so we can have a discussion. And I hope you enjoyed the movie. Oh, I'm sorry, Pinhead. I touched you.